Hello, we're from Jaden's videos, and today is a very, very special day, if you can see behind me, because today is the first build day for Nightmare House 2021, the Mortem Manor. That is right. I know I'm definitely getting a head start this year. I usually start in September. This year I am starting in August, simply because the haunt is so ambitious this year, and it's so big, and there's so many things I have to get done with it. I also use the haunt double as the film set, so I need to get that done. I hope to start setting up the haunt in early September, like actually setting it up in early September. So this month I'm mostly focused on walls for these last few weeks of August, which is extremely exciting. Now obviously, if you haven't seen the haunt trailer, this year's haunt is a haunted mansion theme, and it is the last year of Nightmare House. It's a big one. It's a haunted mansion theme. I've always wanted to do a haunted mansion themed haunt. I'm so hyped for this haunt. Now before I get into what I'm doing behind me and show that to you, I'm first going to basically show you the walkthrough and show you what everything's going to be, because I didn't do a blueprint video this year because I decided I might as well just show you where everything's going to be in the first build video like I usually do, and I don't need a blueprint video. Now this skeleton shirt is cheesy, I know, but I'm only wearing it because it's one of my shirts I don't want to ruin, so I'm just wearing this for painting purposes. But yeah, I'm going to show you what the walkthrough is going to be. Let's jump right in. The Halloween season is here. Let's get started on this haunt. Now, first things first, we're obviously going to talk about the facade. Now, one thing that's interesting is usually the day that I start these haunt builds, you already see the Halloween decorations in my yard. But since I'm starting a little bit early this year, only a couple of weeks early, but still a little bit early, you don't see them yet. I decorate on September 1st, so don't worry, you'll see them soon enough. 2 weeks, my Halloween decorations will be up and running, but since I'm getting a head start on the haunt this year by 2 weeks, you don't see them yet. But this is where the facade's going to be. Obviously, since it's a mansion theme, I plan to build this really cool mansion facade. I don't know how yet. I haven't fully decided that. That's going to be one of the last things I do in the haunt, for the haunt, but it's going to be here. Also, another reason I forgot to mention that I'm starting the haunt builds earlier this year is because the haunt takes place 3 days this year, so I don't have all the way until Halloween to build. I have until the 29th to build. So that's an interesting thing, but the mansion facade is going to go right there, and then I will try to get into the garage and show you basically the interior of the mansion, which is the main part of the haunt. Alright, so the garage is a little bit of a mess right now, but that's only because I'm actually situating things currently to get ready to decorate and then to build, because I'm going to decorate first and then I'm going to build, start building. So yeah, but I'm just going to show you basically the basic layout. So guess we'll walk in here. First things first, we're going to have the foyer front and center here. There's going to be walls surrounding this, a fireplace, butler of Macabre Manor, some cool things there. There's going to be a portrait, one of the unliving portraits above the fireplace. Going to be awesome. I'm going to try to walk you through this fast so I can get to the actual builds, but I still want to show you exactly what's going to go on. Now this area is not going to be a part of the haunt this year. There's going to be walls separating that. The haunt's going to go that way this year, which you may be wondering, how in the world are you going to do that with all those props there? Well, first off, some of the props are being used in the haunt. Some of the props are being used to decorate, and those that aren't move over to that side. So again, that's one reason why I can't actually start setting up until I've decorated, because a lot of these props and everything are going to be in the house, and that will definitely change this significantly. Now, what it's going to do, going to go over here, there's going to be a long hallway. Now on the other side of that hallway is going to be an outdoor scene where you'll look through it through fake windows, and it will be like lightning and dead trees. There's going to be a bunch of mansion stuff everywhere, grandfather clock at the end of the hall, headless help, really going to be cool. Like I said, I'm trying to walk you through this fast, but I still want you guys to get a basic grip on the haunt this year. But since I'm getting a head start this year, I definitely want to walk through the layout as fast as I can so I can just get going on this haunt. Right here, gonna turn right here is going to be another room, which is going to be the library. There's gonna be towering chain ghosts in there, some other props. There's gonna be a lot of small details in the haunt this year. We are going to have bookshelves, just a creepy old mansion library, and then the last scene in the garage is going to be the bride's room. Because if you don't know the story of the haunt, go check out the trailer. It kind of gives a synopsis. You'll know more about the story once the haunt films release in October. But This is going to be the bride's room. The bride is Emily Ravenscroft, who is basically my main character this year. She is, the prop that's representing her is the gothic beheaded bride. This is going to be where she is. This is going to be a lot like the attic in Disney's Haunted Mansion. This haunt, though it is not supposed to be Disney's Haunted Mansion, it is heavily inspired, so keep that in mind. Now, if you saw the Dark Harvest, you saw the Experiments, the two haunts that my two most recent haunts ever since I moved into this house and ever since I started doing one themed haunts, you'll know that the haunt always goes outside as well. Now, since it's a mansion, I actually divided that garage up into more rooms than I've ever done before, since the interior is the most important part, but it's still going to go outside. How's that going to work with a mansion? Mansions have cemeteries. Perfect. This area right here is not going to have any props. It's just going to have fake dead trees looming over the path, like the entryway to the cemetery. Right here, there's going to be cemetery pillars that I'm going to build. Gravedigger is going to be by one of them. The Hauntress is going to be by another. Now, if you know in years past, I used to split this yard up. Like last year, I hardly used the yard since it was a laboratory theme. I just had to use it to get people into the containment unit over there. So I just split it right down the middle there. But instead, this is going to be completely open because it's going to be a gigantic cemetery on the property of the mansion. So this is going to be completely open, which significantly reduces the work that needs to be put into putting up walls. So that is a good thing. There's going to be tombstones everywhere, cool blue, green lighting, fog, everything. It's going to be exactly what you expect from a cemetery. Tons of ghosts. Now, since this is going to be open, you may be wondering, what in the world are you going to do with that shed? What I'm going to do with this shed is build a mausoleum around it by putting poles in the ground and drilling walls into those poles, building a mausoleum around it to cover the shed, and then inside the shed I will black out the back of the shed, but I will still use the interior of it to be the interior of the mausoleum, and that's where W. Wraith will be. Now, guests don't cut all the way over there, so there will be a separation here. I haven't decided what that's going to be yet. Could be a cemetery fence, could be just a stone wall. I don't know what that's going to be yet. But guests are going to walk into here, and if you remember last year, this was the containment unit, so it had a lot of rooms and stuff. This year, it is just the mausoleum, so there's one room. It is a walk-in mausoleum. Gonna build a facade for it and everything. Right in the center here is going to be, boom, that casket I made over the past few months. I didn't show it yet because I didn't feel I needed to, but here is the casket. It's pretty cool. There's the back. You'll see it more in depth, I'm sure, when it actually gets put into the haunt. But yes, you may be noticing it doesn't have a top. That's because you're going to be, the death prop by Distortions is going to be in there, and you're going to be looking into it. That's supposed to be Victor Mortem's corpse in the middle of the mausoleum. Now, guests will exit here and back into the cemetery. They saw this area earlier, but they didn't get to walk by it. Cemetery Angel is going to be here on a pedestal to cover up all that. More tombstones and everything. I'm not really sure where every tombstone is going to go. I'll just place them where they look best. They're definitely going to be professional quality tombstones, as I have one from Distortions. I plan to get more from Distortions. I'm going to make my own that look really cool. I'm not going to use any cheap foam tombstones, so don't worry about that. But right here, obviously that's not going to be there, but right here, kind of as the grand finale to the cemetery, I'm going to have Mr. Dark. Now, Mr. Dark, you may be thinking, oh, he's a Reaper. Well, I'm just going to turn down his volume because that's the only thing that gives significance that he's a Reaper. Otherwise, he just looks like a skeleton ghoul ghost thing, so I think he'll fit the vibe perfectly, and he will jump up and scare the crap out of people right here. Perfect. I think he works well for a Haunted Mansion theme because he does fit that vibe. Now, in here, obviously, this is going to be cut down, but this is going to be the last scene in the haunt and the last scene in Nightmare House history, which is pretty crazy to think. This is going to be a crumbling down crypt, which I think this area of the haunt is going to give me the hardest work because it means I need to carve more stone walls. And if you remember last year when I was carving the laboratory walls, I hated that. But oh well, that's why I'm getting a 2-week head start this year. Those 2 weeks are really going to help. I'm gonna have the Mausoleum archway as my facade here from Home Depot last year. That way I don't have as much work to do on that. That was spooky. That opened by itself. But these walls are gonna be here, and it's gonna be a crumbling crypt. That way I don't really need to do much of a roof. I'll have a few roof pieces, and then the rest will look like it crumbled down. Now in here I'm gonna have coffins lining the walls. Remember, you're not gonna see the house or the fence because those are gonna be covered with walls. There's gonna be coffins lining the walls here, and I think that should look pretty cool. And I'm gonna hopefully get a few more corpse props for them. Hopefully 2 more distortions ones, and then along with that I will probably corpse some skeletons. And I was thinking, I'm trying not to do too many actors in the haunt this year, simply because I feel like a haunted mansion theme shouldn't be in your face, jump scare, scary. I feel like it should be more eerie, so I'm trying to stray away from actors this year and mostly just focusing on atmosphere itself. But I do want an actor in a coffin at the very end of the haunt here that jumps out of the coffin, though that will be hard because the coffins are a tight fit, and to have someone stay in there all night is going to be hard. So I might not do that. I might just figure out a different way to do it. I mean, Spirit has the door opening mechanism, so one thing I could do is, instead of have an actor, just have the coffin door eerily open. I think that might look cool, but I haven't figured it fully out yet. We will figure it out as we get to that point in the builds though. But for now, let's go back to why the builds are starting today. Because I'm starting the haunt walls. Like I said, I hope to actually start setting up the haunt right after I decorate, which is in only 2 weeks. So I gotta get these haunt walls done. This only took 3 minutes. Not even kidding. I mean, I'm not done with it, but that bottom part only took 3 minutes. What did I do this year that made it go so quick? Because if you remember last year, I hated the painting process. This amazing tool I found out about, a spray gun where you put paint in there and you spray it and it comes out so efficiently and easily. It's so perfect. There you go. So basically what this is going to be, these are going to be the interior mansion walls. Down here you just have the baseboard section. I put the baseboard on these walls here. And up here is going to be a nice Victorian mansion pattern, which I think should look pretty awesome. I hope to get at least one of them done today, though I am going to Spirit today because my local store is opening. Oh, I forgot to mention the date. Today is August 20th, so I would just want to mention that just so you know the date. But my local Spirit is opening today, so I might go to Spirit today, but you know, I definitely want to get some of these walls done today, and I really, really want to get that Gothic Victorian wallpaper on just for video purposes today, and also it'll really help in getting it done. But right now, since I already have the brown in my spray gun, I'm just doing the baseboards until I'm done with all that brown, and then I will do the wallpaper section. Now how I'm going to do that wallpaper is I bought a shower curtain off of Amazon, and I looked this up. It's a very useful tutorial to do for making Victorian wallpaper. You paint the background, one of the colors that's going to be on the wallpaper, and then you put the shower curtain on top of it, and it basically acts as a stencil to basically stencil in the design for you with the other paint that you just spray on top of it. It's perfect, and it will only take about 10 minutes for each of these walls, which is absolutely what I love, instead of 30 minutes for each of the walls like I had to deal with last year. 10 minutes is a big difference. So what I'm going to do right now is show you the painting process of one of these baseboards. Now I'm only going to show you one so you don't have to sit through me doing all of them. Now I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to show you the painting process of one of these baseboards. Then when I get to the wallpaper, I'll show you the painting process of one of the wallpapers. I don't know how the wallpaper is going to turn out yet, so I'm still hoping for the best for this, but so far this is going exactly as I planned, so let's hope it turns out right. So as you can see here, I got 4 of these baseboards done. They all look good. Only took about 10 minutes tops for all of them. That is fantastic, and it makes me extremely happy that it goes that fast. I'm hoping the top will turn out as I want. I'm assuming the top will take a little bit longer because I got to do 2 coats for that. Because I got to do the underlying coat and then the top coat. You'll see what I mean in a moment whenever I do it. But I'm hoping it won't take too long. But this, very simple, very quick, very easy. Glad that I got those baseboards on 4 of these done. So as you can see, at the top here I applied a coat of gray. Now what this is going to be, the color of the pattern on the wall. It's inverted the way that you paint the stencil. So this is going to be the color of the pattern, and then once I put the stencil on, that is going to determine the color of the background. So that's how that is going to work. Now of course it's not perfect. There's a little bit of overspray on some of the baseboard, but that's not a big deal because it will only be seen in hot lighting, so that really doesn't matter. Overall though, it looks much better than what you would get out of it if you hand painted it, and it's so much quicker. So what I'm going to do is, while I have the gray in the spray gun, I'm going to do all these other ones here, all these other 3, and then obviously I'm going to have to clean out the spray gun again and put in the black. And then I'm going to do that, and I hope to have these 4 walls completely finished today, which is awesome to finish 4 walls in one day. I never would have been able to do that with the methods I used last year. But yeah, as you can see, it's already looking good, and honestly it looks like it could be put in the haunt like this, but of course I'm not doing that. I'm definitely doing the cool gothic pattern, so stay tuned for how that will look. Okay, so I know they're spread out quite a bit, but here's the gray painted on these 4, and now I am going to get to the black, which I'm nervous about because I don't know how it's going to turn out with the shower curtain idea. But if it turns out well, this should look awesome. If it doesn't, I don't know what I'm going to do. But you just gotta pray it's going to be good. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so here's the first one done, and it turned out pretty good. I do have one issue, and it's that for one, it's not as dark as I would like it to be, because I was a little bit nervous because it's my first time doing it, but now that I know the limits, I should be able to fix that. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a little bit of it like going up there and stuff like that, which looks kind of weird. The reason it's like that is because I had to do it twice, because it wasn't as dark as I wanted the first time, so it would have been even lighter if I didn't go over it again. So that's why that is like that. But this is just the first wall, so I was basically just seeing how it works. It's not gonna matter. I'll make sure to put this wall behind something is what I'll do. I'll put it behind something so you won't really be able to tell. But other than that, I like how it looks. With the other one, I'm gonna make sure I get as close as I want to get to it, so that I won't have to go over it again and then it gets off a little bit the next time I do it. That's the only reason it looks like that. But overall, looking good. I'm gonna do another one now, and I'm gonna record me doing this one so we can see how it goes, and I can kind of show you the whole process of this in case you are doing a mansion theme and you want to do this. It's really cool looking. I like it a lot. Alrighty, so here are the walls that I got completed today. I'm really happy with how they turned out, especially this one, because I started getting a lot closer to it and it just turned out looking awesome, and I'm really happy with it. Let me try to focus there. They all look great. I'm really happy with all of them, and I'm so happy especially that I was able to get so many done in one day. 4 done in one day is something that I definitely would have been able to do with my techniques last year. Granted, last year the walls were really different because they were stone laboratory walls, and so I had to get in all the grooves and stuff. But either way, this would have actually taken even longer than those did, including the carving process, if I didn't do this the way that I did it, most likely. So I'm really happy with how fast I was able to get these done, how many I was able to get done today. I need 20 walls, I have 16 to go, which I definitely think if I keep pressing on with them, I should be able to get them all done by the beginning of September. So as I plan to have the haunts, to actually start setting up the haunt in September. But obviously, as you can see, you got the baseboard, you got the actual mansion wallpaper up here, which I think looks great. Like I said, where it's kind of inconsistent, it just looks like worn wallpaper, and I think that actually just adds to it. But they do look really freaking cool, and because of the fact that it is a shower curtain, you have the kind of fabric look on it that makes it look even more like real wallpaper, which I really like. I think that's great. Really, really happy with how these turned out, and I can't wait to get some more done. It's not a long and tedious process at all, and I will say, though painting the coats and stuff is a little bit annoying, like the first few coats, it's not tedious at all. It's just I would like to get on with it, but actually painting the actual designs on here is fun because you're excited to see the end result when you peel away the shower curtain. So really the only thing that's stopping me from doing more right now is I have some more wood pieces over there, and I need to glue down the molding on those ones. The molding, that piece right there, I need to glue down the molding on those ones first, and it takes 24 hours to dry with the wood glue, and so I have to wait for that. But that's the only thing that's stopping me from doing more right now. I hope to get some more walls on Wednesday and do some more, but again, really happy with how these turned out. But like I said, I plan to get some more walls on Wednesday and hopefully get some more of those done, as well as the ones I have over there I plan to get done before Wednesday, which Wednesday, when are you, I don't know when you're going to be watching this, so today is Friday the 20th, and so when I would get those walls would be the 25th. So I'm hoping to get some more then, get those done. I think I'll definitely have the majority of these walls done by the beginning of September, enough for me to start setting up. There might be a few little ones that I don't have done yet, but it doesn't matter. I'm just excited to actually be starting to set up the haunt soon. It's really exciting. I can't believe it's finally the Halloween season. Of course, I've got to decorate before I set up the haunt, but either way, both of those are coming in only about 2 weeks, so I'm super excited. I hope you all enjoyed this haunt build video, a few weeks earlier than usual, but still exciting. It is finally getting to be the Halloween season once again, and we are cranking down on this haunt. I'm happy with how this turned out. It turned out exactly how I wanted it to, so that makes me really happy because I was scared that it wouldn't turn out right, but it turned out perfect. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more haunt build videos as we get closer to Halloween for Nightmare House 2021, the Mortem Manor. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves.